Hello family, I am coming to you once again from park because I'm gonna go watch some baseball after I finish up here, but today I actually brought part of my kitchen with me because I'm gonna demonstrate how to prepare a kohlrabi. This is a new vegetable to me when I moved to Colorado. I had not heard of it before, but it's one that's super common at Miller Farms, which is the farm that I frequent and the CSA I collaborate with. So I am excited to bring this to you today. So if you saw my post earlier, you may have seen me holding one of this little guy. So he is looking a little bit shoddy because he's been traveling around with me. So normally when you get him fresh from Miller Farms, he is just beautiful and bright and colorful. So I want to talk just a little bit about how to pick a kohlrabi, how to prep it, and actually both parts of the kohlrabi are edible. So both the leaves and also the bulb are edible, but you have to cut through the tough outer peel in order to get to the delicious middle part. So if you are familiar with kohlrabi, I would love to hear how you prepare it. So feel free to drop a comment and let me know if you have any questions, or if you do prepare it, let me know your favorite recipe. I'm just gonna sit you down here so you can see my little setup, and we're gonna talk about this kohlrabi. So first of all, when you pick one, you wanna choose one that's smaller. The smaller the better typically. This one is kind of just on the edge of being too big. The smaller ones typically will be less woody, they'll be more tender and more flavorful. So very small ones, I'm told you can actually eat the peel as well, but I've only had ones that are a little bit bigger, and so I do cut that off. Like I said, the leaves are also edible, so when you're choosing one, if it has the leaves, then pick ones that are bright and green, that are not, these still look really good. Some of these are getting a little bit wilty, but pick nice fresh greens and a smaller bulb. So this does grow in the ground, and I already cut off the root here because it had so much dirt that I was gonna get dirt all over things, so I just went ahead and cut that off. But if you're getting it from the farm, expect a lot of dirt, and just go ahead and cut that off before you use it. I also like to soak these and get most of the dirt off. So to start with this, we're just gonna cut off with a chef's knife. I'm just gonna cut those greens off, and I do save the greens, like I said. You can use these similar to kale, so I don't use the stem. When I prep them, I take them by the stem and I pull off those leaves, and then you can chop those, you can saute them. We actually added them to our minestrone today, so you can use them in soup, etc. If you're gonna store them, then I like to use just a tea towel, and I wrap the greens in the tea towel to store them, and then I store them in the drawer in my refrigerator. That's just a good way to use a little less plastic. You don't have to use a plastic bag. You just roll them up like that, and that goes in your vegetable drawer. Okay, now for the bulb. This is the part that we need to cut off the outside, and it's pretty tough, so you're not going to be able to use a peeler. I always use a chef's knife, and so I just cut. Ooh, that's loud because I forgot my cutting board. So you just cut around all of that outside. And you'll want to do this, you can actually kind of see here on the inside here, you can see sort of that woody part. This is what you want to remove from the kohlrabi. This is not going to be good to eat, and you'll know that right away if you taste it. It's like inedible, you can't chew it, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So just make sure you cut enough of that off. If you're only left to the middle, that is okay. So kohlrabi can be eaten both raw and cooked. I'm very interested to see if anybody has any specific recipes. We usually just eat it raw, kind of like carrots, and that's how I'm going to prepare it today. We'll use these for our snack of the game. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little more off the top there. So it is kind of, I think, a surprising amount of waste because this peel is so thick, but the inside is so tasty that I do think it's worth it. We also will put this in soup sometimes, so it kind of works like a potato, except that it doesn't have as many carbs. So the nutrition benefits of this are great. Kohlrabi is actually a cruciferous vegetable, and so it has, similar to what we were talking about when we made cauliflower. Cauliflower is another cruciferous vegetable. It has those indole 3C something awesome phytochemicals that are cancer fighting. The bulb itself has a ton of vitamin C, which is awesome. It has over 100% of your daily value in one serving. So this top is, this is actually the bottom that I'm cutting. This was where the root was. It's still a little bit woody, so I'm just gonna kind of cut around that, where that root was, so that I can remove it. So we really like kohlrabi in, actually it's a secret ingredient of our chicken noodle soup. Okay, so you could see that I have a lot of of this peel here. Like I said, you do need to be a little aggressive with that, otherwise you won't be happy with it. But I can literally feel that this is smooth now. If you're feeling a lot of like rough edges, that's usually the fibrous parts that I would cut away a little bit more. Again, if you have the smaller kohlrabi, the better. So now I'm just gonna cut these in kind of matchsticks. Ooh, it's very sticky. It's sticking to my knife. Get off there. And that way we can eat them. You could hypothetically dip these in ranch dressing or something, but they have a really good flavor raw, so I would recommend just to try them raw. That's the favorite way to eat them. Or like I said, you could dice them. I would cut them all in about similar size pieces, whatever you're doing. And once these are done, I'm just going to stack them in our lovely Pyrex glass reusable container, and we will snack on these at the game. So they are a favorite snack of my 11-year-old, favorite snack of everybody, because everybody gets tired of raw carrots, right? So that is how we eat them. Like I said, I would love to hear what you guys do. So literally, it's delicious. You can hear me crunching. So I hope you enjoy the kohlrabi. Please let me know what you like, and thanks for joining me. I'm gonna go watch some 11-year-old baseball now. Bye guys.